In the blazing heart of Lagos, under a sun that showed no mercy, Samuel's world was a tough mix of cement, sweat, and calloused hands. His life was a constant rhythm of hard labor, yet bitterness never found a home in his heart. Every evening he'd walk past the Golden Plate, a restaurant gleaming with the laughter of the city's elite. He was just a shadow on their polished windows, a man from a world they would never know, and he never imagined being anything more. But one night, that shadow was pulled into the light. Through the window, he witnessed a scene of staggering cruelty. A wealthy socialite, furious over a small delay, grabbed a kettle and poured scalding water over a young waitress. The girl Sophia cried out in pain, but her agony was met with cold dismissal. The manager, eager to please his rich clientele, fired her on the spot, throwing her out like trash. Something in Samuel snapped. He couldn't just walk away. He followed the trembling, burned young woman into the darkness of the street. With a voice full of a gentleness he rarely used, he offered her the only sanctuary he had, his humble, one-room home. Sophia, who had just been treated like a disposable object in a world of luxury, found herself in a place that felt more like a palace. In that small home, she was met not with pity, but with pure, unconditional kindness. Samuel's mother, Grace, and his sister Rita, welcomed her without a single question. They tended to her burns with soft hands and soothing words, treating her not as a stranger, but as a daughter and a sister. For the first time in a long time, Sophia felt safe. As days turned into weeks, a new rhythm began. Sophia, with her delicate hands, learned to help sell water by the roadside and keep their small home tidy. But Samuel noticed things didn't quite add up. Her English was flawless, her movements graceful, and she carried herself with an elegance that was completely out of place for a simple waitress. There was a story behind her eyes, a story much deeper than the one she told. One evening, as the setting sun painted the sky in shades of orange and purple, Sophia finally shared her truth. Her voice, barely a whisper, revealed a secret that changed everything. She wasn't just Sophia the waitress. She was Sophia Williams, the only daughter of the late billionaire, Richard Williams. She was in hiding, running for her life after her own stepmother, Clara, had tried to poison her to seize control of the vast Williams empire. The quiet peace of their village life was shattered just days later. 4 black SUVs, sleek and menacing, stormed into their neighborhood. Men in sharp suits jumped out, their faces grim. They grabbed Sophia, ignoring her screams and Samuel's desperate attempts to fight them off. He was beaten and left in the dust, watching helplessly as the love he had found was violently dragged back to the gilded cage she had escaped. Lying there, bruised and broken, Samuel felt a fire ignite within him. It wasn't over. Fueled by the unwavering support of his mother and sister, he refused to let this be the end of their story. He would get her back. Back in the sprawling Lekki mansion, Sophia was a prisoner once more. Clara, with a triumphant smirk, tried to force her to sign away her inheritance. But Clara made a fatal mistake. She underestimated Sophia. The weeks spent with Samuel and his family had forged a new strength in her, a strength that came from being loved for who she was, not for her name or her fortune. Remembering her father's love for secrets and hidden things, Sophia began a frantic search of her old room. Behind a large ornate mirror, her fingers found it, a hidden compartment. Inside was her father's original untampered will, and a damning letter detailing Clara's treachery and her plans to steal the entire fortune. It was the proof she needed. With the help of her father's loyal, retired lawyer, Mr. Okonkwo, Sophia launched a legal counterattack. The evidence was irrefutable. Clara's forged documents were exposed, and her attempt to murder her stepdaughter was brought to light. The law came for Clara swiftly, and the empire was rightfully returned to its heir. But Sophia didn't stay in the cold, empty mansion that had been her prison. A few days later, a sleek, expensive car drove back into Samuel's dusty village. When the door opened, it was Sophia, radiant and powerful, who stepped out. She hadn't come to show off her wealth or to say goodbye. She had come back for her family. She brought Samuel, Grace, and Rita into a new life. One free from hardship, filled with safety and opportunity. Their story became a legend in the village, a powerful reminder that while cement and steel can build magnificent houses, it is the simple, profound kindness shown to a stranger that truly builds a home. True wealth isn't measured in money, but in the love we give and the courage we find in each other. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. See you in the next video.